You're listening to The Main Event with Zach Gelb and Mike Zahn on WHIP.
Welcome back, everybody. WHIP Radio here in Philadelphia. Zach Gelb here with you, flying solo, taking you up until noon Eastern Time, where the Temple Sports Hour comes your way. We have Temple University royalty in the studio right now. He is the athletic director of Temple University, and that is Dr. Patrick Kraft. AD, great to see you. Thanks for a few minutes. How are you?
Hey, it's great to be here. I'm excited. It's a heck of a weekend coming up.
It is, and it all starts with Penn State that gets going, as pregame coverage on the station will be at 3 o'clock, and then kickoff is at 3:30, and there's going to be a lot of whole fun stuff going on in the parking lot before the game. But we talked to you right when you were introduced as athletic director of Temple University. Since you've had a few months to digest the responsibilities of the job and be on the job, what have you learned about yourself being the AD of Temple University?
Well, I don't know necessarily if I learned a whole lot about myself. I think what I have learned is there's an incredible passion for Temple athletics. I think it's I believe that it hasn't been really tapped into like it should and like it's going to be. So I've learned that our fans are everywhere. When I was doing an interview the other day, and I was getting out of my car, and I live in Cherry Hill over the bridge, and someone goes, "Go Owls, beat State," and like that. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, that is something you can't buy. So I think I've learned that. I think I've learned that we have really, really talented coaches, and our staff is really good, and we're announcing actually today promotions in our staff that a lot our folks internally have elevated because they've stepped up their game and have done a great job and have been around the program for a long time. And I think most importantly, I've been able to connect with our student athletes, and haven't been a student athlete before. They are phenomenal. I mean, what we do in the classroom, in the community, and on the field has been that's I knew it was there, but now I can really connect with them. I can really sit down. I have breakfast starting next week. I'll meet every other week with different groups of athletes just to have breakfast and talk, and so that's been the coolest part of the job, is like really connecting at that level with them.
What time around do we expect the release of those promotions today?
I don't
Unless
know.
if you want to do it right now, feel free.
Yeah, I should.
A lot of people listening.
Larry's sitting here. He's going to release it later today. But it's all the. It goes back to, Denise and our marketing staff's worked extremely hard for us for several years. She's moving up to assistant AD, and Lee Roberts, who, those facility guys are unsung individuals, and he does so much. Even, we've got the Ambler facility, and it's an hour away in the car, and we've got he does so much at the Link, so he's moving up to our senior staff, and I brought two really, really great people in, Craig Angelo, Samir McElroy from both were ADs before. I wanted real experience. I wanted people who have been there, been through the wars, been through the trenches. Craig has been at a lot of great institutions. He's been out to U, was AD at FAU. Mary was AD at Georgia State and started football. And so she was at Georgia Tech when they made the Final Four. So we've got real good experience. We've got really good people, and I'm just happy that we can kind of reward them and give them more responsibilities.
I read your annual athletic report yesterday, and you were proud of a lot of things. But at the end of the report, it talked about a new home for men and women's soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, and women's track and field. What's the thought process behind that change?
Well, first off, kudos to you. That's been up for, I think, maybe 48 hours. So
I did a lot of reading in class. I will say that. Don't tell my professors,
I was going to say, man. But no, I think that's huge for us. And that is moving really well. I think we've got the design down. It's up on our website, so people can look at that. We're just putting the finishing touches on it. Everybody wants to know, is it on time? Is it on schedule? Yeah, it's basically, you just haven't seen a bulldozer hit that building, but it is moving. But what it means is we had 1,500 people at field hockey. We had over 1,500 at volleyball last weekend. There is a sense of excitement when you have those events on our campus. And so to bring soccer here, which is a really important sport they all are important, but to not have them here in a long time, I don't know really if ever they've been on campus. So there's that an added energy, and then what we'll be able to do is provide a first-class facility for all those sports, and then a track and field practice facility, which is really good. I mean, they need it. They need that. I think Elvis has done a great job, and we'll be able to even compete at a higher level now that we have our own dedicated facility. But it's going really good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for that to open up next fall.
We're spending a few minutes with the athletic director of Temple University, and that's Dr. Patrick Kraft. And just to see the way that this football program has expanded since my freshman year is really remarkable. And you guys over the summer, came to 2 one-year options with the Eagles for the link in 2018 and 2019. How does that help your football program expand even further?
Well, I just think it gives us an option to play. I mean, you got to have a home to play, right? And I think there's all the, everybody knows the discussions about the stadium. And, like I've told you before, and that's not my call. I would love to have one. Everyone would love to have a building here on campus. Every AD would love that. But what it does is it gives us the option to explore all, the opportunities. And we have a really good relationship with the Eagles. And so to have that, if we need it, we can play, in 18 and we can play in 19. They've given us that opportunity, and if need be. So I think it's great. Look, that place is going to be humming on Saturday. It is going to be electric. It is our home field. This is not a neutral site game, and it is our home venue. The Eagles play there, and it's also the home of the Temple Owls, and so I'm very proud of that. And I think when you walk in that building, it will look like it's a Temple home game, and that's what it is. So hey, I think it's great. And Dr. Theobald has done a great job there working with the Eagles, and so hey, we'll play wherever they want us to play.
I can't tell you, when I announced that Dr. Patrick Kraft, the athletic director of Temple University, was coming on this show, the plethora of text messages that I get about, hey, you have to ask him about the stadium, you have to ask about the stadium. So I think and I wonder, how am I going to ask him about the stadium? Because he's already told me all along that every athletic director in the country wants a stadium, he wants a stadium, but it comes down to the president, his priorities, and all that other stuff. What do you say to the impatient fan that will tweet me after this interview and say, hey, you didn't ask Dr. Kraft enough about the stadium? What do you say to that impatient fan that really wants that football stadium on campus?
Come to the link and support us. Get there, be loud. I mean, I think, showing that support for the program, and not even just for football, but doing what our fans did last Friday, and coming to field hockey and coming to volleyball and supporting our athletes. That's what I would tell you. Like, this decision is way greater than any of us. It's an important, it's an institution decision. But what I would say is, come out and support us. We've got a great schedule. I don't want anyone to lose sight of this. We play, yes, I know we play Penn State, and that's a great game for us. It is game 1 of 12. We've got Memphis and Central Florida, who both won the conference last year in co-championships. We've got
Cincinnati
on the road
next week,
which is
a big
brutal game. I mean, that is a tough place to play. You got Tulane, who's a young, up-and-coming team. You've got Connecticut, our rivals up north. So, and then of course, on Halloween, you've got that team from South Bend coming in. So, look, there's a lot of excitement going on around this program, but it is a process, and we have to be committed to it. Let's get that excitement. I always tell our fans, wave the Temple flag. Wave it and be proud of who we are and what we're building here, not only in athletics, but as an institution, right? You've seen it 4 years. I mean, it's incredible what this place has grown into, and it's continuing to grow into. So that's what I would say. I get it. Hey, I want it. I'll get it asked all day Saturday in the parking lot. And they're like, well, and it is what it is right now, and I can't focus on that. All I can focus on is getting us to be prepared to all of our sports, prepared to win conference championships. And that's what we're focused on right now.
And also with that deal with the link, you guys become the official university of the Philadelphia Eagles. And everyone says it's a pro football town. And don't get me wrong, the city lives and dies by the success of the Eagles. When the Eagles win, people are a lot more happier. When they lose, people are a lot more mad, and we get a lot of bad phone calls.
Yes.
But I want to ask you this. How do you win over that pro football fan? Let's say you have a guy that's been a season ticket holder with the Eagles for 30 years. How do you get him to come down to your stadium and check out Temple football?
Well, I think we provide a different experience than what the Eagles do. I mean, we're very family focused. Where and I'm not saying the Eagles aren't, but I think that's our priority. We want it to be it's a lot more affordable. There are tickets available. Sometimes Eagles games there are not. But I also want people to realize this is big time college football now. This is not this is the highest level. So you're going to see great football. There is an opportunity to make that Saturday a great day for football. College football is the number 2 most popular sport in the country, and so I think that's what we're providing you. We're providing you a different an opportunity for a different experience than what the Eagles provide, and that's the difference. There's more pageantry. There's more kind of the marching bands and the the cheerleaders and the young college students, the student section. That's just a different feel than what the Eagles have. And what the Eagles have is great. I mean, they sell out and they rock and roll on Sundays, but you can have both. And I think if you're an alumni here, we have all these alumni, and why wouldn't you come and want to support your alma mater? You want to be proud of that, and I think that's what we give you. We give you an opportunity at a place to gather, have fun, and watch us win.
You also extended head football coach Matt Rule to 2021, and we see it. It's just a coaching unit, how it goes in cycles. You got to have a coach here, and we've had one here at Temple University, and Steve Adazio, who said he's in here for the big picture and then takes a bigger and better job. I really do believe Matt, though, when he says he's in it for the big picture, and that's the consistency that he brings to this university and what they needed when they were hiring a new football coach. Why will Matt be here through 2021?
Well, I do agree. I think it's an interesting world, the world of coaching. We wanted to commit to Matt, and Matt knows that. I mean, Matt's done an incredible job. Matt, if he wanted to get out early, he wouldn't have redshirted a lot of these players. He would have played right away. He would have recruited probably a little bit more. I'm not speaking for him, but you see how this goes, right? Maybe more junior college to win right away and get in and get out. Matt is committed. He lives in, Center City. He is committed to this process, and we have the right guy. And what he does with his players and this program, that's why I always say, this year, it's a process. It is a program that we are building. We're going to be just as talented next year and building it and recruiting at a high level. He's invested a lot of time and energy in building this program his way. So, we have conversations every day, and I think, he loves this place and he gets it, and he knows we can win. We can win at a very high level, and that as long as we continue to provide him the resources he needs, which he does have, then where else were you going to go, right? Like, you have what you have here. Sometimes people look for the next best thing. He is so firmly planted here in Philadelphia and at Temple that's why we made the extension. Like, hey, we're committed to you, and we want you. We believe in what he's doing. So, it was a no-brainer, really.
Temple hasn't defeated Penn State in 74 years. You know the numbers.
Yeah.
If you're able to walk out of there on Saturday with the victory, and you have a team that has a legitimate defense, an offense that's going to improve this year, what would it mean to this university if you're able to open up the year 1-0 and take down Penn State?
Well, I think it would be great, and I know the fans. Yes, it'd be fantastic, and it would. But it's game one, and so yes, you want to. If we were playing. We open up with Delaware State. I'd say the same thing too. We got to be one. We want to be 1-0. You got to win games, right? So yeah, it's a big deal. I get it for the fans, and I appreciate that. There's that rivalry. 74 years is a long time, but they're a good football team. And we're a good football team. I want to see a good football game. All I want on Saturday is our guys to perform to the best of their ability. They have it in them, and this is a great place for us to be, because we have a building that is going to be full, and we can really showcase this new Temple. And so, yeah, do I want to walk out of there 1-0? Absolutely. But I also understand that there's 12 games. And so, I think we have to really think about where we're going. We're building the program. But, yeah, I want to win every game. So, it is what it is. I understand the fans. I love it. I love the passion. That's what you want, right? This is the situation you want to be in. Control your own fate, go in and play great football and see what happens.
A few more questions with the athletic director of Temple University, and that is Dr. Patrick Kraft. Zach Gelb here with you. WHIP Radio in Philadelphia. When I was reading that report, a lot of good things were said about the basketball team. And last year, they should have made the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely.
We all know that. But they didn't, and they still found a way to get to Madison Square Garden and get to the semifinals. What does that say about the leadership of your coach in Fran Dunphy?
Oh, I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, that's Fran, right? Like, you could very easily, there's a lot of teams that get snubbed like we did, and I believe that we were an NCAA tournament team. We did everything we needed to do, but it just didn't work out the way we wanted it, just like we should have went to a bowl game at 6-6. But okay, that's fine. We move on, and we go to next chamber. I think, but what you just said is exactly right. Fran had those guys ready to play ball. And he said, I think that speaks to the person Fran is and the players he recruits. It's very easy in that game to come back. I think we played Sunday at noon or some random time.
It was early.
I was there.
I called it.
Right? And it was just, and they could have easily given up. And you know what? They didn't. And they fought and they fought and they fought all the way to get to the Garden. And we got I think a lot of people noticed that. I also will say this: our fans and our students rallied. The students could have given up on that too, and they didn't. And they came in and had great crowds. So to me, that's exciting, right? I think our basketball program is right where we need to be. We've got 3 really great young kids coming in to add to who we have, so we're very excited. I mean, the conference schedule is going to be great. We just released that the other day. You go on the road to play Wisconsin, which is not going to be an easy task, but I love the challenge. You've got North Carolina, opening up. So, but that's Fran. You've talked to Fran. Fran is focused on one thing. He's going to X's and O's. We're going to get our guys ready, and he's going to recruit players that believe in that. And that's what we've got. So we're very blessed to have that.
Now, talking about recruiting, he brought in 3 really good players this year. What does that say also about him as well, and how excited you see those players on the court?
Well, I'm really excited. I love when you can bring, everyone wants to see the new talent, right, and get out there, just like in Matt's case as well, and all of our coaches. But no, I think they've done a real good job. Recruiting is a tough business, and it's really hard. But I think he's now got, the new practice facility has helped, and things like our Under Armour contract and providing the guys the gear that they get at other places is important. And what we've done to just support the program has really helped in that regard. So, his coaches recruit really, really hard, and we've got there's a lot of talent out there, and there's a lot of things that we can control and things we can't control, but we can go after every kid as hard as possible. So I think that's great. I think they're doing a great job on the road right now, and I look to that for that trend to continue, to keep bringing great talent in. But I'm excited to watch them play. I see them, in practice and getting, this summer. But it's a good group. It's a good group. They'll add a lot to us too. A lot of flair.
Now, Coach Dunphy's under contract to 2018. A source told me that his contract was actually extended to 2020. Is there any validity to that? Did he reach a contract extension? Has there been any changes in his contract?
This was
after the Indiana game, right?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before my time. So he is our head coach, though, and I shouldn't probably know to the extent to which he is. His contract goes out, but. I don't. The best part is I'm not worried about that. Fran's on our sidelines. I'm happy to have him there. He's our basketball coach. So yeah, that was any of his contract talks were done before we were here, really, before I was involved.
All right, I got two more questions before we let you run. Under Armour, you guys agree with them for a new 10-year partnership. Where is my gear? But how'd that go about? Why was Under Armour the right move for this university to continue the success of Temple Athletics?
Well, I think we found a real true partner with them. I think they saw what we presented. It's exponentially higher than what we had with them previously, and I think I'm very proud of that partnership that we've built. Why that's important though is it allows us now the opportunity to give all of our athletes everything they need, and we don't have to spend the money on doing that. Now Under Armour allows us, this new contract allows us to provide them without taking money out of our pockets, which we can invest in our athletes in other ways. But it's, look at they're the hottest brand going right now. I mean, they are taking over. I mean, we look at Jordan Spieth. You look at
Brady and Curry as well.
And Curry, and so to be a part of that and to be a part of that family, and they're real select too, who they have, and so I think that's a great thing for us. And they really bought in to the vision. We laid it all out. Here's where we're going. Here's the numbers of Temple grads in Philadelphia. I think they were blown away by that and how big of an institution this truly is, and what our reach is. So they've done. I'm really proud of that. I'm excited to be with them, and you'll see continued enhancements in what we got the new uniform coming out for football this year, and our other sports will follow. And then we've got the store opening up hopefully late October, which will continue. That's my big thing, is I want to get more Temple gear in the stores for our fans to buy them. It's a big thing for all of us.
I'm just saying, if you got any extra size 15 Under Armour shoes lying around,
I got to dip into the basketball
gladly take them. If you're just doing inventory on a regular Saturday and you see a size 15, I'm here every Monday through Friday from 11 to 12. You know where to find me.
I feel 15. I got to go to the basketball guys.
Yeah, well, actually, a funny story real quickly before we let you run. I'll tell you this. Chris Wiesahan, his first day on the job, I was at practice, and it was when they were refurbishing Edberg Olson Hall, and I was at practice. It was at one of the high schools. I want to say it was Upper Dublin or Plymouth White Marsh, one of those high schools, and he thought I was a recruit. And he came up to me, and he said, "You got to play offensive line for us this year." And Coach Rule was in on it, and we were talking about all that stuff. So I was actually once recruited by Temple University.
Go. You were.
Never played it down like you did for Indiana.
No,
but
that's okay. You got the recruiting. Well, you should be ready to get down there and go play.
All right, I'll make a tackle on,
that's right.
on Christian Hackenberg. That's fine.
I need one play out of you. That's it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on.
It's great to be here anytime.
There's the athletic director of Temple University. That is Dr. Patrick Kraft. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these short messages.